Very good morning to all. Firstly, I would like to thank our chief guest for giving his time among his busy schedule. And I also wish to thank all our guest of honors. We know all are in a very responsible position. And sparing time for me, that itself I feel it's a great honor to me that they are sparing time for this book release, and they accepted my request of Sridhanya Foundation and me. And thanks for all participants who attended this and who show interest on this book release function. And in fact, Ms. Raju was telling about, to share about the journey, how this book has come. In fact, we need a daytime to explain how it has come out. Probably I don't want to waste time, because enough we have to understand the law more than understand how the law has manifested into a book. But still, I wish to take a few minutes of your time to see how this book has come into this form. In fact, the whole exercise started in 2009, not now. In fact, writing a book, rather we should say like writing a book, it's like a girl giving out a baby. Almost it's like, maybe when seeing it from outside it looks simple, and probably over a period of time can be spent and can be written. No. And so many things are involved, and particularly I have to say that writing a book on Companies Act is a real challenge. It's not that other act I'm going to say that it is easy task, but particularly probably it's so happening in my life, everything I achieving by facing the challenges, and I do it also. Probably to mature me more, the life is giving that, and a company like book also is not exception to that. The whole essay started in 2009, probably I should say. When it was 2009 bill, Companies Act, I started giving lectures in so many places. I started reading the entire law. See, any law that has come into into this country, I take interest as long as it affects the corporate. I always feel that I'm a professional who should be in a position to advise the requirement of the corporate. Whatever be the law, to some extent, whatever possible that I can give my quality in that, I will try to see that I'm taking that law inside and filtering it and giving the output out, giving the best to corporate. And Companies Act, needless to say, it's a core area of our practice also, and it's my heart and soul also. So when any other act would have come also, I would have put the effort to come out in the form of book. But Companies Act, it's very close to my heart. I've decided long back that I have to come out with the book. When reading so many other books like Ramaya and Bandari and so many books, I used to think that this kind of books whether we can write. Then I used to think nothing wrong, what is wrong? So some effort has to go in to come out a book. We'll try it out. See, anything I understood in life that is not happening in a short span of time. The first, foremost, the thing is idea, and apart from that, there should be inclination. The stage, the time when the idea comes, that itself we throw it out of our mind, then it won't grow. Just like a plant, when it is coming out of the, it's piercing out of the earth and coming out, and we have to allow it to come. If we don't allow, then it won't come at all. The same way, when idea comes out, we have to little allow it to come, and not to try to stop it from the basic root or from the starting stage. We have to leave that idea to be alive. Any idea for this matter need not to get into effect immediately, it won't happen also. So same way it took almost 4 years For me, rather than I say it, I should say for me, for us, more than me, my entire team is involved in that. In fact, the entire thing started in 2009. The effort has put in right from 2009. We started drafting the book in the year 2009 when it was the bill stage. To a surprise, in 2010 bill itself, many of the provisions got changed. And we again started writing little on 2000 bill. When we refer that we have started, I refer my team where my two of my partners who are completely involved in this process. In fact, humongous contribution is given by them. And I have one Mr. Ramanathan as my partner and one Ms. Smita Chirima, which I want to introduce to audience here. Some of you would have already interacted. And the contribution made them is really fantastic and humongous. I can say that's a team effort, though the name is coming out with a single line, with a single name. But I'm sure that nothing can happen with a single name or single person. Only effort of a team alone can come out with a good results. A person can come out with a good result only to a certain extent. But beyond a point, the capability, he can't stretch beyond a point. For that, we need a team. In fact, I got a good team and they really gave me a good input and they put so much effort. As a challenge, in 2010, we stopped drafting a book because we are not able to understand when the act will come. Because it was keep on, then the books will stay only. It was a 2008 bill, then 9 bill, then 10 bill, 11 bill. In fact, we lost the hope. Almost 75% of the book drafted that time itself in 2009. And it kept in the cold storage thinking that it won't come out at all. And again 2010 has come, then 2011 bill has come. In fact, you will not believe the knowledge, the content that has gone into my mind of, about Companies Act completely got mixed up like anything. In fact, now I'm not so clear what is exactly there in the Act. I have to check once because I know the provisions from right from 2009 bill onwards. Many of the provisions got really just like that removed by the government. And the 2010 bill version, which we have started drafting a book, completely half of the content got changed by virtue of the change in the law. And 2011 bill, to the surprise, they come out with so many changes. And as everybody aware, whenever it goes to the parliament, it starts seeing the light of the parliament. In fact, we lost our hope and we stopped also. And almost it's kept on cold storage for more than a year. Then again in 2012 we took a decision that let us take a chance. We started drafting again the book from 2012 June onwards, thinking that the Companies Act will come into force. Again it is placed before the parliament and debate was going on and not taken up for. Then end of the day, 12th December 2012. It seen the light of the parliament. Then little we got the hope, okay, now things are okay. But again, challenges has come. That was not taken was not taken up by Rajya Sabha, and almost it took 7 months Rajya Sabha to approve. As you are aware that Lok Sabha has got a supreme authority than Rajya Sabha, but still, when a question of approval of law comes, we have to value it equally, and because the entire Companies Act kept under cold storage and put on hold for more than 7-8 months, just want of approval of the Rajya Sabha. And on 29th August 2013, the Rajya Sabha gave its approval, and before that, and the President has given his consent, and it becomes the law. In fact, really speaking, the Companies Act 2013, though I am not against the government, but still I feel that the government little could have taken a precaution where when they introduce a law which governs which is going to govern 30 lakh companies in India, to come out with a little more clarity, so that the professionals and corporate, they need not to break their head, and they need not to keep themselves updated every day almost. Some document we would have already prepared and kept. Today one circular will come, it will completely take away the requirement of the provisions or compliance, or it will introduce new requirements, then completely the whole documentation will go waste. Or not, leave it on the documentation. The whole decision taken by the board itself will go waste. In fact, I am seeing more than Companies Act, the rule has come double the Companies Act, and notification again come equal to the rule. In fact, rather I should say, everybody would have seen a book of Ramaya, which runs into so many volumes. Now, nobody has come out a book in that volume. The reason being, now if you just consolidate the barrack rule, notifications and circulars, removal of difficulty order, everything you consolidate and see, it is almost equal to Ramaya size only. Somebody need not to come out and struggle to come out in the Ramaya size. Just you can consolidate the act, rule, notification, so far it has come. And in fact, for your information, some of the chapters are not got notified also now. Now only chapter 1 to 13 got notified, chapter 21 got notified, chapter 26 got notified. Remaining chapter 8 to be notified. What are those chapters? Those chapters relating to the National Company Law Tribunal. So since the NCLT, as usual, didn't take up due to various reasons, all these provisions are kept on hold. Even now we are only made to follow 282 sections out of 470 sections. Earlier again 656 sections, now the new Companies Act 2013, it carries 470 sections. Out of 470 sections, now 282 sections made applicable. But though it looks very small number of section, 282 sections, in fact in those days I used to get the information from government or communications that company law is going to be simplified and they are going to scrap all unnecessary sections. I was really happy because we are the people struggling with the Companies Act 1956, and we don't know why that piece of paper there in between the legislation which never get used. That means so many provisions still they were lying under the old Companies Act 1956 regarding to managing agent, regarding to 370, which nowhere applicable in that scenario, but still it was occupying the space in the Act. I thought, okay, well and good, the government want to make it very simple and they want to remove all the sections, and they are planning to bring down 656 section into 470 sections. We were really happy as a professional, we were really happy so that the law can be understood and the professional can, the company can comprehend the law easily than handling a very difficult law and complicated law. But after seeing the Companies Act 2013, being an author of the Companies Act 2013 and having released with the gracious hands of our chief guest, I should not criticize. It's not a criticism which I am explaining about. I am trying to explain about the difficulties that as a resource person, as an author, as a consultant, a practicing professional, I myself is facing, and people with me are facing. I'm just wondering how the professionals outside and corporate outside, they'll be facing on daily basis and day-to-day basis to interpret a law and to follow something. And this law, they said that they are going to simplify. No, they completely complicated the entire Companies Act. In fact, earlier we would have never seen any section with this 17 subsection, 15 subsection. Now you can see, take any section for this matter, easily that subsection will cross 10 subsections. That means they reduced the section and they consolidated everything and brought in the form of the subsections. Fine, we understood, okay, the government can't completely remove the section and ignore. They are bringing into some section in the form of subsection. Fine. But to our surprise, they are coming out rule for every chapter. And the rule is running, the section is only one section, but rule runs into 30 pages. And how the notice should be sent, I don't know how many of you would have read. I really, it's not that which I'm criticizing the law, but I'm really wondering that what went into the mind of the government to explain to such that level and that deep, that when a company serves a notice, it should ensure when it sends mail, it also should ensure that the other side is opening and seeing it. The rule says when the notice goes out in the form of e-mode, the required software also should go, and the company should ensure that software is opened properly. So I can understand the government really worried about stakeholder. If really government worried about stakeholder, they should come out with a very simple law. Not this complicated law where every day we have to keep on reading. Fine, any law for this matter, it takes time to understand, no doubt at all. LLP Act come in the 2009. Still we are trying to understand the law. But the Companies Act 2013, before we understand the bill, the law has come. Before we understand the act, the rule has come. Before we understand the rule, the notifications has come. Before we understand the notification, removal of difficulty orders are coming. So they keep on coming something where they are completely changing the main portion of the act by means of the rule and notifications. Enough we deliberated on the negative side of the Companies Act. We can also see the positive side of the Companies Act. In fact, really speaking, the Companies Act 2013, the outcome, the birth of Companies Act 2013, just because of some of the scams that has taken place in our country, which I need not to mention. It has completely taken away the hope of the government and the confidence of the government towards the corporate. They want to make it everything discipline with one act called Companies Act 2013. In fact, now the government came out with this act with a single idea in the mind that no company should cheat stakeholder. This is the idea. How to implement it? Then they thought better not to allow many things rather than allowing and making company to violate something, and again inquiring the company and company giving reasons and explanation. Better let us not allow the company. That's why it has come section 185. Earlier section 295, we know, every one of us aware, that earlier it was applicable only to the public limited companies. That too, with approval of central government only, a company can give loan to the directors under the old Act 1956. But the equivalent provision section 185 under the new Act, it completely stopped the entire corporate world from giving the loan to the directors or interested person. It not only stopped the public companies, it also stopped a private company also. In fact, a person who is starting with 1 lakh and 10 lakh company also, he can't give any loan to the directors. He can't give loan to even to the subsidiaries. In fact, to our surprise, and the rule has come out for that respective section 185, and it exempted only one subsidy. My God. Earlier, under section 295, it exempted subsidiary company itself. Now, see the level the government really has got a faith over the professionals and corporate. They don't want to take a chance. In fact, it is going to go as a policy law. Rather, we don't know, slowly, the Companies Act 2013 also will be matched with the Foreign Exchange Management Act 2000. In the sense, in Foreign Exchange Management Act alone, a company or profession, they cannot do anything unless it is expressly told or expressly specified. Suppose the FEMA says that this transaction can be done, only that transaction alone can be done. And there is no scope for interpretation at all under the FEMA. Any policy law, this is the same logic and same legal position. Any policy law for this matter, something is told, and more particularly FEMA is very clear on that aspect. Something is told alone can be done. Now, slowly, the companies at 2013 also will be made in that fashion where when something is told alone can corporate do or professional can do. But we are almost half of the journey to reach that stage. But as of now, still the government is under the thought process to introduce some notification to dilute private companies, which is there in the draft stage. In fact, I don't know how many of you are aware, a draft notification is pending before the parliament. Exemption for needy companies, exemption for government companies, exemption for Section 8 companies, and exempting few provisions of private companies. To my knowledge goes right, there is no dilution taking place as of now to any of the public companies. So how much ever we are unhappy with the provision of Companies Act, still we have to feel unhappy and live with that only. Unless specific notifications or relaxations, if it is brought out by the government, we have to follow the same thing. And even private company also, there is not lot of exemption is going to come. Very few exemptions is going to come. They are going to touch upon only 4 or 5 sections of the private companies. Section 180 and 186, where 180 borrowing now it's applicable to all companies, whether it is a private or public. Without specialization, they can't do anything now. Now they are going to dilute it to some level, where if members, more than 50 members are there, less than 50 members are there, for them it is not applicable. And like same way for loan to directors, section 185, they are going to dilute to the private companies that when the loan amount is more than, already the borrowing is more than twice the paid up capital, then they are prohibited. If it is less than the twice the paid up capital, then, and like this there are few changes are only proposed. I don't think those changes really going to change the legal position of the Companies Act entirely. We have to wait and see. And in fact, we have given a lot of suggestions to Ministry wherever possible. And even in the form of article also, we are giving it only. And in fact, even I can take a privilege that few of the points is taken up. And now that dilution is happening also. And particularly, more particularly private companies, lot more has to be diluted. But still, I don't think government is near future proposing to come, except the draft notification which is already placed before the parliament, where it deals with the very few sections. Apart from that, to conclude, before I conclude, one important portion which without that I should not conclude, where the Companies Act 2013, where I used to deliberate everywhere, in fact people get scared. More of a professional fraternity, they scare whenever they see me or whenever I give lecture on Companies Act, because more I scare them on criminal legislation and the punishment side. In fact, it's not that I am scaring them, the provision itself is that the Companies Act 2013, it completely borrowed the provisions of Criminal Procedure Code. In fact, I can rather say one of the legislation, a civil legislation that carry more criminal provisions, that means the punishment provision, is Companies Act 2013. Even Indian Penal Code also, as you are aware that only a few offences there is a death sentence and few offences there are life imprisonment sentences are there. But here, if you see, by virtue of section 212 of the Companies Act 2013, almost 75% of the sections under the Companies Act 2013, the punishment is prescribed is up to 10 years. In fact, even criminal legislation also, this punishment is not prescribed. Even criminal legislation also, hardly some 10-15 section I can quote in the IPC, where it have got implication of more than 10 years imprisonment. Otherwise, even we can see the schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code, where very few offences it is causing the punishment of 10 years. But I am surprised to see the Companies Act 2013, where by bringing one particular provision, 448, 447 talks about fraud, 448 talks about a person, whatever he does, he will be punished for the fraud. So that section as linked with the section 212, by virtue of it, almost anything done under the entire Companies Act 2013, 75% of the provisions, it is going to get the hit of the section 447 and in turn going to get the hit of the